Welcome to CXNet, where we bring you exclusive insights from top leaders shaping customer experiences across industries. Today, we have an esteemed guest, Abhishek Gupta, the Chief Marketing and Customer Experience Officer at Edelweiss Life Insurance. With over 25 years of experience spanning multiple sectors and numerous prestigious accolades, Abhishek has been instrumental in crafting innovative brand narratives and customer centric strategies. Abhishek, sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank
And
you, Nidhi. Thank you for inviting me.
thank you so much, sir. So let's begin this conversation. And my very first question to you would be about personalization in insurance. So, sir, as the role of personalization in enhancing customer experience, and it has been a game changer in many industries, including insurance. So, how do you see personalization shaping the future of customer engagement in the sector? And what strategies can insurers adopt to make customer interactions more tailored?
Okay. I will actually start probably by giving an analogy to you.
Okay,
Suppose there is a well-known restaurant. Okay, let's take an example. A well-known restaurant over there, and there are five family members who would like to order something from that restaurant.
right.
But each of these family members, or they can be family members or friends, each of them will have their different. Somebody would like it a little more spicy. Somebody would like their rotis to be more karara. Somebody would like this thing to be a little more on the blander side. But there might be varied
Their personal
preferences.
liking, yes, of course.
They, so they have their own personal preferences. And what happens is, if they do not get the food as per their preference, the overall experience to them actually goes takes a downward trend. Okay, so for something as basic as food, when we love to personalize and we expect the organization where we are ordering to personalize it to according to our needs, so for a category like life insurance, where we deal with solutions for your financial protection as well as financial growth, if
Right.
there is no personalization, actually, then there is actually it's something that it's a no-brainer. Going into personalization is a no-brainer. Having said that, while yes, the intent is to go and personalize, there are always severe challenges or challenges that come when we offer personalized services. Number one is obviously uh, financial journey are a little complex. People take some time to understand, and therefore, for us to customize for them needs a good understanding on either side. That is one part. Second part is we operate in a highly regulated industry. And when we operate in a highly regulated industry, there are certain norms that we have to follow. There are certain procedures. There are certain uh, criteria, or these are boundary walls in which we have to operate. Sometimes, I'm not say all times, but sometimes these regulations sometimes make personalization a little challenging.
Right.
But we also understand that these regulations have been put in primarily for the benefit of the consumer, and we are happy and we are actually proud to abide by all of them. And third part is typically a financial product, especially like life insurance, is bought for a long term. A typical life insurance product will last a customer close to 10 to 12 years minimum. Okay.
Right.
Preferences change over these 12 years. The conditions change. The financial strength of the consumer hopefully continues goes up, and therefore uh, while the product might be suitable for the consumer when the consumer had bought the product,
Okay.
10 years down the line, is that product still relevant or useful for the customer? That is a
That is the
question
big,
that
yeah,
actually
that is a
plays
big
a lot
question.
on personalizing the product to the customer. So that are kind of challenges that we face. Within these challenges, I'm so happy and actually proud to be a part of an industry where we have managed to create a fair bit of personalization. But do we have still that bit of personalization? Ki Nidhi needs extra spicy and Abhishek needs probably less spicy. Am I able to do that to that extent? Probably not as of this stage, but we have made fair bit of progress into that, and that has really shown us good results.
Very well articulated the answer, sir. So as you mentioned, insurance industry is often perceived as complex. So my next question to you would be, how have you been in this industries, as you've been in this industries for 25 years now, what are some of the best practices that can simplify customer journeys while ensuring clarity and transparency at every touch point?
So here I will go back to one of the most basic laws of not just marketing but the entire business, which
Okay.
is everything revolves around the customer. Everything. As
The
long as
customer
we
is
are
the king. Yes. Yes.
absolutely clear in this part, and which is the basic foundation, I think things will get better only and we'll be able to build a super offering for customers basis that solid foundation. I will only modify this a little bit from a life insurance perspective because for us, while yes, consumer is the king, there is another big stakeholder in our business, which is the life insurance advisor or the distributor. Okay. Even they are extremely important for us in order to take our offerings to the customers because insurance is an advisory business. You are
Okay.
investing in something, an average ticket size of the industry is going 1 lakh plus now. So you're investing 1 lakh per year for a period of, let's say, 10, 12 years, basis a promise. And the what you get in return is a promise written on what we call as a policy bond that this is what I will do in case something happens to you, or these are our agreed terms and conditions. So essentially, you are giving as a consumer, you are giving a huge part of the money, a large part of the money, and in return, you are getting a promise. Okay.
Okay.
And therefore, the role of the advisory becomes very important because it's the distributor who's actually convincing the consumer about why the consumer should go and bind the policy. So the foundation for a superior consumer experience for us centers around these two important parts of our ecosystem, which is consumer and the distributor.
Distributor.
Yeah. So if this is clear, so let's look at from a consumer lens. What does a consumer want? A consumer want basically at a very, and I'm talking purely about a life insurance right now. Basically, a consumer wants only two things. Number one, if I am not there, please ensure that my family and the people who depend on me, their lifestyle does not get impacted, their dreams and aspirations should not get impacted. So figure out
Impacted.
a way in which you're able to protect that, financially protect it.
Okay.
That is what the consumer wants. And second is we are living in a country, we are all aspiring citizens. Our country is becoming hugely aspirational, and given the uh, growth that our country will witness in coming few years, everybody wants to grow their money. Okay, so
Definitely.
insurance
Definitely.
as a financial instrument should also offer you an opportunity not just to protect it, but also to grow your money. So protection and growth, these are the two large pillars of needs which are serviced by life insurance. So
Okay.
that is the second part. First part, whom are you targeting? Second part is what is their needs.
Needs.
On the
Yes.
third part, on this, when we're creating this foundation and creating this building for consumers, is what do I offer them? And the last part will be how do I offer them? So this four
Okay.
will cover that entire thing. So when I come to the third part, which is what do I offer them? I need to create solutions which take care of the growth, which take care of protection, both of these two. Okay. At the same time, I as an organization also have, I should be in a business when a consumer comes to me 10 years later that you had promised me to give me this. I should still be solvent enough to give that money back to the customer. So it is not just what customer wants. It is also important that we should be able to make some money so that we are able to fulfill our promises. Now to do
The
this,
profit earning is also important.
a
Yes.
profit earning is very important. So to do
Yes.
this, we design our products. Our products have a built-in, obviously, profitability in them. But when, so this is how, what we do. The most important part is the topmost part. Not the most important part, the most important is the foundation, but a very important part is the top one, which is how do we do it?
Yes.
How do we do it? That comes back to what I was earlier saying is that the base is two parts, customer and the distributor. Here, the role of distributor becomes very important
Okay.
because distributor is the person who's going out to the customer and convincing them. So my first level is to go and properly educate these distributors to ensure that they do the right selling to the customers. Because only when we do the right selling is when customer needs are fulfilled. So we spend a huge amount of efforts in ensuring number one, we get the right people as our distributors.
Okay.
Number two, we train them very properly. Number three is we equip them with all the tools and that is available so that they can answer all the queries of the customers. And then number four is we help them to go out and meet the customers by providing them leads or by providing them various ways in which they can approach the customers. Once this is done, then comes the consumer part, where our distributors are in touch with the consumers and they offer their products to them. What we do is, once the customer is onboarded and decided to come with us, uh, we actually go out and ask each and every of our customers about the interaction that they had with our advisors. What
Okay.
was their experience, and would they continue going ahead and uh, promoting or even recommending Edelweiss Life to their family and friends. So each and every customer gets contacted. We have
Feedbacks as well.
we have mechanism in place where we reach out to the customers to tell them that this is the product that you have bought by
Okay.
telling them very proudly because our industry actually has been prone to mis-selling in past. It does not happen that much now. Actually, some bad elements are still there, but generally the mis-selling is no longer present in the industry. But still, we go to the customers that this is the product that you have invested in. This is the terms of the payment. You will have to pay us at this frequency for this much time, and this is in the end that you get. So that all of us are extremely clear. The customer is very clear what the customer
Yes.
has bought into
Transparency is there. Yes. In
and the
all of
complete
the.
transparency. I think you nailed this word with the word transparency. So that transparency is maintained over there. Once that transparency is there, what we have observed is the inherent trust in the relationship begins. Because our relationship with the customer lasts at least 10 to 12 years. And there's very important that the trust in this relationship remains intact. And let me give you a financial part to it. For us, all our costs in acquiring customers are front-ended when we acquire these customers.
Okay.
And we incur a heavy cost in acquiring the customers with an assumption that this customer is going to pay us for a certain number of years. If the customer decides to abandon that relationship in between, both the side loses. We lose because we have invested in upfront and we still not
Yes.
get the revenue for the desired number of years. The customer also, because the products are designed to give returns in a certain way, and if that trail is somewhere interrupted, the returns will get compromised. So both the sides end up losing it, and therefore very important to have a mutual trust in this. That is the fun financial angle. The second financial angle, which I alluded to earlier, is as the time progresses, the financial needs of the customers will evolve. What they bought 5 years back may not be sufficient enough because the income has grown, the responsibility has grown, probably they need more cover.
Might not be that relevant. Yes.
Yeah. So when the time comes to have a relook at the insurance or probably have one more product to insurance to take care of the current lifestyle, we should be the port of call. Our research says a consumer ends up buying 4 to 5 life insurance covers in their lifetime. Our effort is that I should get the maximum number of this, what we call as wallet share of this customer out of these 4 or 5 instances. That can only happen if I create a sense of trust in the first interaction that I had with the customer.
Truly said. Truly said. So we spoke about growth and revenue generation, earning profit. So for many businesses, customer experience has traditionally been seen as a necessary expense rather than a direct revenue generator. So, however, companies that prioritize CX nowadays often have seen higher retention and increased lifetime value. So, in
Yes.
your view, how can businesses transform CX into a profit center? And are there any specific strategies or key metrics that can effectively measure the financial impact?
Okay, so first of all, I do not agree that CX or customer experience is a cost center.
Okay.
Never. Uh, Although it might be called as semantics, but I look at it as an investment that you are doing in order to get the maximum of the lifetime value of the customer.
Maximum returns,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is, there are two ways to do it. You do your CX, and the most easiest part in the CX is to measure the what we call as NPS. That's the most easiest part, and that is what most of the companies get through. But in many companies that I have observed is this NPS or the measurement of CX remains a vanity measure. Okay, it just
Okay.
gets reported and it does not translate into anything meaningful. So, but if you look at CX very minutely and actually pay full focus on it, you can actually weed out a lot of inefficiencies in the system. You can weed out inconsistencies in the system which are actually impacting the consumer. Let me give you a very, very basic example, and it happened in our organization.
Okay.
So there was this customer who wrote to us. I think, yeah, he wrote to us or he called us. I forgot that.
Okay.
Existing customer says that I need a copy of my policy bond. A very basic request, right?
Hmm.
Something that should have been done immediately and should be done immediately and is done immediately.
Definitely.
So the relevant team receives the request. So let's assume that the customer returned us an email. The customer sent us an email, please send my policy bond. We checked the mail had come from the registered email ID and consumer details were correct. So we decided to send the policy bond to the customer by email. That's what the consumer had requested. So the relevant team sent the policy bond to the customer. Okay. And we, from our side, we assume that this is closed. Customer asked for
Right.
it and we closed.
Yes.
Now, as a part of our measuring, how are we doing? Every interaction like this, when a consumer reaches out to us, we trigger an NPS questionnaire to this customer. So we sent a survey link to this customer asking that you had reached out to us and can you tell us how we did? This customer
Yes.
rated us very low as a detractor. What we do is we do 100% calling to our detractors to understand why they have rated us low. So we called up this customer, and this customer said, we asked him, sir, you rated us low. Why? The consumer said, I asked for a policy bond, I never received it. Now we said, but sir, we have sent it. He said, no, I have not received it. So we probed a little more, and that is what an NPS measurement and CX measurement taken seriously helps us. So we
Okay.
realized the relevant team checked their inbox in the sent items. It is being shown that the consumer has been sent. And we know the mail has been delivered because the mail has not come back to us.
Okay.
Then the consumer tells us, actually, I received an email. The email said, please find attached your policy bond, and there was no attachment.
No
When we
attachment.
check in, when we check our sent items, the attachment was there.
Okay.
Then we probed further, and what we realized is temporarily some bug in the command in our email management system, and it was auto deleting attachments over a certain limit.
Okay.
So still the mail goes to the customer, the
But
attachment
without
gets deleted, and
attachments.
the customer
Yes.
gets a mail,
Yes.
please find attached. Now it's a very small thing. It's a very small thing, but it's a huge impact on the way the consumer perceives our organization. We immediately rectified that situation and it did not come again. The point I'm taking is if CX measurement done properly can actually point out something which you would never have known on your own, but only if you listen to the consumers can it be corrected. But we actually looking to go for, as I said, while customer is one of the larger part of our ecosystem, even distributors are part of our ecosystem. So we do the exactly
Yes.
with our distributors also. Because like consumers who have a choice of going to any of the 24 life insurance companies in the country, the distributor also has a choice. today.
Okay.
The
So you need to
distributor is
create a
not.
balance between both of them, the consumers and the distributors as well.
When I say balance, no, I need to treat them equally. When I'm going to
Yes.
consumer and saying, how am I doing? We also go back to our distributors and ask them how we are doing. Are you getting
Right.
all tools that you need to service the customers? Are you getting your commissions on time? Are you understanding the commission statement that comes to you? As is our team responsive to you? So while we measure NPS for customers, we go a step ahead and we measure NPS at a distributor level also.
Okay.
So this ensures that I have kept both of the very important constituents of my ecosystem extremely happy and extremely cared for. And that has shown us very good results. Our distributor stickiness is extremely high. Our NPS scores are really, really high right now. And thankfully, hopefully, it continues that way.
Great. Great. So we spoke about trust, transparency, the experience driven engagement. So, my last question to you would be that looking ahead, what emerging trends do you foresee shaping customer experience in over 3 to 5 years from now? And how should brands prepare to stay ahead of evolving customer expectations?
So the couple of trends that I foresee coming, especially in consumer experience, these trends, the what I normally see now, what comes in as a marketing communication trends, they move into consumer experience at a later stage. So when we started reaching out to the customer and we started advertising, we have realized, especially digital part, the video was taking. Uh, consumers were preferring to see the videos rather than seeing an ad. They wanted content in a video format.
Okay,
I anticipate a lot of consumer service request and a consumer experience request will move to video, where consumers would probably have, when they ask an information, they would expect the information to come them in a form that they find it easily to consume. Will it be video or will it be some other form? I don't know, but probably we need to evolve to another form of answering to the consumer request. That is one part. The second part, again coming from the market overall advertising trends, is the vernacular.
okay,
I anticipate more and more customers would want us to service them in the language that they prefer, not rather what English or Hindi what we currently offer to them.
right.
So these are the two trends that I see. The third trend, which we have also talked about, is this complete focus on personalization. That will come, and that will throw a challenge to industries like us, where we sell products which are fairly regulated. There's not much that we can do to the products because all products need to be approved before they are being offered to the customers. So how do we create a balance between the regulatory framework as well as the personalization framework? I think that's a challenge that we all collectively as an industry have to answer, but there has been good amount of progress that has happened on it. These are the three large trends I see evolving in consumer experience.
Totally agree, sir. Thank you, Abhishek, sir. It has been an insightful discussion today, and your perspectives on personalization, trust, transparency, and the future of customer experience in insurance are truly invaluable. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nidhi. It was a pleasure talking to you.